Okay guys, why you should always split the bill in Japan. Let's do it. So I can just tell you to split the bill. That's the way it's done here, but that's not going to help you because the reasons why the bill is split is the most important, and let's get into it. So if you apply this concept I'm about to explain into everyday life, into everything that happens while you're in Japan, most of the time you'll be fine. You'll be making the right decisions. So it's pretty much around the concept of obligation. So for example, you went out with a couple of friends or acquaintances and you had some beers and whatever, and you just went up and paid the bill, thinking it's not going to be a big problem. This is not how it's done in Japan, because the people you're with will feel obligated that they need to go out with you a second time to sort of even the score. So what you've basically done is you've stolen their time and their decision-making ability into the future. So they might not like you at all. They may have only come because they were pressured to come, and normally they wouldn't have come, and now you've doubled it up on them. So you don't know the situation behind everybody who you meet in Japan, so you've just got to avoid putting obligations onto people, and paying the bill can be seen as one of them. And also giving people presents when it's not necessary, that can also put obligations onto people, that they need to buy you one back and things like this. So I run a cafe, and I can pretty much say this with a bit of authority, is 99% of people split the bills. The other 1%, that's family. So if a mother and her daughters or whatever, usually the oldest will pay. That's how it works. And I've never seen non-family related table bills not be split. So just keep this in mind. I've been in business 3 years now, and I haven't seen one. So if you're going to play the big foreigner and do what we sometimes do in our culture, go and pay the bill thinking that you're a nice guy and they're going to think highly of you, it's going to be the opposite most of the time. So applying this sort of obligation thing as well in different parts of your life, not just the restaurant bill. Take a look at business, for example. If you're going to set up a business, and what's common is a subscription model, or a 3-month plan, for example. So let's say you offer a service and it's a set amount every month, and it's for 6 months, for example, and that's going to be your business model. You'll find that you'll get a lot of pushback of this in Japan. So if you have a school, for example, conversation school, I do conversation classes, and I've noticed people that have the 3-month plan, so people might charge 10 lessons in advance, you know, for 3 months, for example. Their businesses fall over. Their customers end up going away because they feel obligated that they need to attend your class. And you also get pushback on sign-ups. So people will see that now they've got an obligation to come to your class, and if they don't come to your class, they may feel that they're being rude to you as well. So it's not always about them. Having a no-show, it puts both parties in a bit of a predicament, doesn't it? So it's sort of like paying the bill. If you went out on a date and somebody sort of paid the bill, it does get a little bit awkward, especially if you don't know each other and things like this. So this is just a lot stronger in Japan. So what's a little bit uncomfortable where we're from is extremely uncomfortable here. So they're a little bit more sensitive to other people's feelings, and you need to be as well. So if you're in a situation and everybody's doing something, you need to do it, and you need to stop listening to these room temperature IQ people who say Japanese are robots. They always do what other people are doing. It's because there's a reason behind it that they don't understand. There's always some cultural thing, and there's always a bigger issue at play. So here in Japan, you might observe some situations, or actually get in these situations yourself, where bills have been split, and there might be like a change of, the change might be like $1.50 or something like that, and there's 4 people, and they'll actually change out the coins, so they could divvy out the change to everybody evenly. This happens as well, and if you don't know the mentality behind it, it just seems a bit silly, doesn't it? And it's not about money, it's about obligation. People don't need the 40 cents or whatever as their change, but it's just to give the impression that, okay, everyone's had a good time and everybody's paid their way, and if we want to do it again, whoever wants to do it again can do it again. So it leaves everybody in a good situation. So if you were to apply this to dating, and I'll tell you a story about a guy that comes to my cafe as well. If it's the first time you meet or go out with the person, don't pay the bill here, because it could make you look a bit desperate for a second date. So you've gone and taken a Japanese girl out on a date, and if you've ever gone on a date with a Japanese lady, at the end of the meal they'll pull out their wallet and even start taking the money out before anything's even said. And don't be the hero and pay the whole lot. This is cultural, because now you've just put pressure on this lady that you've just met to go out on a second date, and she may hate your guts. And it's best to find out if she wants to go on a second date all by herself, isn't it? So you actually you're not doing yourself a favour either. So if you were to pay the bill and then she's obligated to come for a second time, it's not going to make your situation any better anyway, is it? So it'd be much better if she came by her own accord, isn't it, for the second date. And as you get a bit more serious, maybe you can change it up a bit. But if you ever get married, you're paying the bill every time. And what happens in Japan, once people are married, there's no joint bank accounts here in Japan. Everybody has separate bank accounts, and if you're the guy, all the expenses are coming out of your account. That's how it works. And I've spoken to so many women about this topic, and they smile about it when I tell them. And I said, no, it's separate accounts. He has one, I have one. And the most I've ever got a lady to admit is that she bought the grocery bills out of her bank account. So it's definitely not even when it comes to money after you've been married. I'll just let this guy pass. So get used to that. You're going to be seen as the provider, and you've got to basically suck it up as a man here. I've done videos on this about the salaryman and things like this. This is just how it is, guys. But before that, you sort of got free reign to date, haven't you? And it's not too costly either, is it? So I'll tell you a story about one of my customers, and he's a young guy. He's probably about 25-ish, and he's a good looking guy, and quite dapper. He's always well dressed, and he drives a really nice car, and he's been to my cafe probably about 10 times, and with 10 different women, and they're all smoking hot. This guy's got great taste in women, and he's never paid the bill, the whole bill. this is always something to look at. I always observe what people do, who pays what, because I need to know these sort of things so I don't make mistakes. So I really need to get a grip on who comes to my cafe and why. And I've got a few customers that take their girlfriends to my cafe, but most of my customers are over 40. But some of the younger guys, they like to take their girlfriend to my place and see the view of the mountain when it snows and stuff. And this guy who's come about 10 times, my place must be a lucky place for him, I reckon. He keeps coming back. So I'm back home. It's been absolutely freezing, and I had to get another load of kerosene, so I just took a little quick video of this, and also a video of the cats sunbathing out on the back porch. So anyway guys, hope you enjoy it, and as always, hope you like the video. Just got a delivery of kerosene. It's freezing. So when you've got an old place like this, these old Japanese houses, just remember, you pay through the nose in winter to keep them nice and warm. So I'm just going to pay the guy. Hey. So to give you an idea, it's about $100 US a week for a big place like mine. Hichan. Kuro. They're sunning themselves at the back of the house. And look at you. It's cold but beautiful under the sun. Kuro. Hey.
Let's go walk a hole.